Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
What is the difference between Nigeria and Nigerians?
It's very, very clear, understand now. Nigerian is the geographical location of Nigerians. While Nigerians are the habitat of Nigeria. Nigeria is a blessing to Nigerians. While Nigeria is a problem to Nigeria. Nigeria is 63 years old. While Nigerians are still crawling.
They have failed!
Do you know that Nigeria is rich, but Nigerians are poor? Nigeria is blessed with oil, but Nigerians are suffering because of oil. Nigeria is free of its colonial masters, but Nigerians are running to the land of their colonial master for survival. Nigeria have leaders, but Nigerians lack leaders. Nigeria have a great future, but Nigerians are so myopic to picture the future. Nigeria is blessed with mineral, but Nigerians are suffering from political diabetes. My brother, do you know that as I speak to you now, the person that sang the land is green is no longer in the land. She's in another land looking for greener pastures. They told us that education is the key. But do you know that yesterday I see my classmates for international airport, they said padlock? This is a country where every man wants to trample on another man to be elevated. A country where professors are made professors just to announce the result when literate one theater office. As I speak to you now, do you know that the salary of an average policeman is 50 liters of fuel? From here to Shogotendo, that be the salary. My brother, do you also know that the salary of a soldier man is not enough for him to go and see his family to and fro? As I speak to you now, our scholars are flying out, our engineers are flying out, our doctors are flying out, our professors are flying out, our graduates are flying out, and still the economy of this country is yet to take off. As I speak to you now, 3 sets of people are left in this country. Those who are running, those who are running for election, and those who hit the ground running. Do you know that we are no longer a country? We are now a group of people waiting for their visa to come out.
So you mean this full Nigeria now an embassy?
Yes, those who remain and those who they deny.
Get out of here.
My brother, Nigeria is blessed, but Nigerians are wicked. Every man is waiting for the next man to fail, and yet you want the country to succeed. Wickedness, bitterness, self-entitlement, immediate gratification is the fastest mobilization to corruption. You don't need transport.
I want to harvest you.
Do you know that in our country today, if you want to be a sinner, you go to the church. If you want to die, you run to the hospital. If you want to be corrupt, you go to court. If you want to be unemployed, you go to school. If you want to steal, you contest for election. Doing evil is not the new good, and doing good is not the new evil. Shall we continue to do evil that against me abide? God forbid.
Who cares? This is Nigeria, not America.
This is the only country where our parliamentarians and lawmakers we gather together with big agbada just to shout the eyes have it, and yet the masses will never see it or get it. In those days, God will send his prophet to go and warn and advise kings and leaders. But in our time, our leaders are the ones advising our prophet from spiritual pulpit to political pulpit. But the bottom of them all and the general overseer of them all is our corrupt leaders. There is a difference between a public servant and a public master. When a public servant becomes a public master, then absolute power corrupts absolutely. Do you know that before this country was created, corruption was created, and on the altar of corruption was this country created? Our colonial master were smart enough to have left us in a humpity-dumpty situation. But today, it's still a big shock today that we are still striving. We are even 63 years old, going to 64. It was because of this colonial corruption that a great man called Herbert Macaulay led the first protest in this country, and over time, the gathering of this comrades was given a name called NYM, the Nigeria Youth Movement of 1934. And later, Herbert Macaulay and a few others formed the National Council of Nigeria and Cameroon, NCNC, having Herbert Macaulay as the president and Nnamdi Azikiwe as the secretary. Then the NYM now become AG, the Ashok group led by Awolowo, the famous cocoa farmer. And the struggles of this group led to the manifestation of the Richard Constitution of 1945 to 1954 that gave birth to Nigerians into 3 majorities: the Northern, the Western, and the Southern Protectorate. And so we had the NPC, the Northern People's Congress, led by Sir Ahmadu Bello for the North, and then we had the AG, the Ashok group, led by Awolowo for the West, and then we had the NCNC, the National Council for Nigeria and Cameroon, led by Nnamdi Azikiwe for the East. And this gave rise to the John McPherson Constitution that introduced the general election. And later, we had the Liberty Constitution of 1954 that led to St. decentralizing the government and making Nigeria a federal system of government. The first election was conducted in 1959. We had the NPC and the NCNC coalition automatically made AG, the Action Group, a major opposition party. Because of the coalition, they won. And this gave birth to Sir Tafawa Balewa as the Prime Minister, still under the tutelage of the Queen, and Nnamdi Azikiwe as the Governor General, because of the NPC and the NCNC coalition. You see,
Wait, may I go wash my eyes?
my brother, this did not end well, because the NPC later hijacked the government from the NCNC, which means there was crisis between the NPC and the NCNC as leaders of one government. And on the other hand, there was crisis in the AG, the Action Group, between Akintola and Awolowo. So the Prime Minister then, Tafawa Balewa, declared a 6-month state of emergency in the West, and later it got to the imprisonment of Awolowo and Enahoro and few others, which means there was crisis all over the country as planned by the colonial masters.
You get it?
So now, my brother, you can see that in this country, before Nigeria was bettered, corruption was bettered. All this and many more, they don't want you to know. And then they scrap history from our curriculum so that you will not know the root of your problem.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
My brother, we were born and raised in corruption. What we need in this country is a political messiah. And then every messiah must have believers, which is the people. If you have this generation and you think you have seen corruption, that means you have not read or listened to the story of the flamboyant Okotiebo. So my fellow Nigerians, it is the people that will define themselves for themselves so that they will not be swallowed up by political fantasies. It is time for you to know that you are the change you seek. It is time for us to quit the game blame and be the change. It starts for me and you. My brother, according to Joseph de Maistre, and I quote, every country has the government it deserves. So corrupt leaders is the government of them all. Corrupt leaders is the general overseer of them all. Corrupt leader does not live abroad. He lives in greed, wickedness, self-entitlement, and immediate gratification. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't kill this man with grammar.